our studios here in Weslaco as we get ready for Week 5 of Valley High School football. It is now in the books. My name is Alex Barrio. Thanks so much for joining us here. We had a fantastic week of Valley High School football, including a game that we all wanted to watch, the game between Edinburgh Vela and PSG North. A packed house tonight at Richard Flores Stadium. 6,000 people in attendance tonight as we had a big crowd on hand for a game that we may see in the Region 4 final. Let's go ahead and take a look at the highlights of this one as Edinburgh Vela took on PSG North. Yeah, as we mentioned, they had to shut the doors. No more people in the stands for this one, and the Raiders wasting no time getting on the scoreboard here on the kickoff. Jaden Fuentes takes it all the way to the 6-yard line. The Raiders in business here in the early going, and then it's Julius Arredondo with the quarterback keeper, and he puts the Raiders on the scoreboard with just seconds into the game. Julius Arredondo doing a nice job in Ale Aparicio's absence. Ale is back, but they're splitting time at quarterback now. And then Vela looking to respond, trying to get past the strong Raiders defense, and we have a fumble. That defense has been tremendous all season long. They've allowed just 10 points this season. And then we'd see, after the recovery, special teams coming in clutch again, this time on a big-time fourth down play on the fake punt. Leroy Palacios gets the first down, and then Jaden Fuentes punches it in the end zone. The Raiders taking a 14-0 lead in the second quarter, and it's Vela still without any points on the board here. And we get a tip pass. Leroy Palacios comes up with the interception, gives the Raiders the possession at the 36-yard line. This in the third quarter, and then it's Ethan Guerra taking it down the sideline. A 46-yard run to the house into the end zone. Raiders led it 23-0 halfway through the third quarter. They'd go on to win it by a final. Yeah, that's not a typo, folks. 30-0 PSG North with their fourth shutout of the season. They knock off the Vela SaberCats. It's one of the most lopsided losses the Vela SaberCats have had in a long time. It's now 15 straight victories now for PSG North in the regular season. And now we're going to send it to Bella Michaels, who was there at this one, to talk about the Raiders knocking off the SaberCats in convincing fashion.
What a game. I've got Coach Kaufman here. I'm going to go right into it. Kaufman, before the game we were talking about, you got 3 shutouts on your 4 games this season. We just made it a 4th shutout.
4 out of 5. These guys are playing lights out on defense. That's a very, very good football team. It was a hard hit. Like I said, it was going to be a hard-hitting game tonight, and they did. There was shots going everywhere tonight. They did a good job.
Well, a moment like in the third quarter when the pass interference, right? But then Leroy Palacios made up for it with the pick right after. So talk to me about that defense.
Yeah, Leroy's been a heck. For 4 years, he's been awesome. Today, he got that fake punt for the first down to make pretty much set up the second touchdown, and then he set up that last touchdown there with his interception. He's doing a great job for us.
And talk to me about Ale was, getting a lot of touches today. Yes, he ended up coming in.
As the game got going, we got a feeling for it. We had to go because it's not because Jules was doing a bad job. We were having a little bit of trouble at the tight end spot, so we had to go shore that up a little bit in the blocking scheme. So once Jules got over there, we were taking care of it. Now we can run the ball because he was able to get the edge block for us.
Your first fuller game back, because last week you got a few touches. Well, how did it feel tonight?
I knew coming in this was the game that I wanted to play and finish strong. Big shout out to the crowd. They packed the stands, and it just reminded us of that Corpus game, and we didn't want to let them down.
Leroy, since 2021, I've been watching you get those picks. Tonight, you came clutch with that punt fake and the pick after that pass interference. Talk to me about just what you did tonight.
I mean, they're a good team. They're a solid team, and I knew someone had to step up and make a play. I had the ball in my hands, and I did this to my team. This is a lesson. They're a good, solid team. We might meet the 4th round, and we're ready. So they gave us a test, and we'll be ready for district.
So with this type of 30-0 shutout win, what should people expect from PSG North? What's your message to everyone?
Expect state. Expect it.
What a game. The Raiders come out with a shutout 30-0 win. We talked about that defense before the game. That defense came through, making it their 4th shutout game of the season. And this is a perfect way to go into the bye week to relax. And then they got to catch up with Palmview on October 5th. At Richard Flores Stadium, Bella Michaels, Channel 5 Sports.
All right, Bella, thanks a lot. Let's continue on with District 15 5A Division 1. We see the Rio Grande City Rattlers taking on the Bulldogs of McAllen High. McAllen, the victims of the Raiders last week, a 56-0 loss. McAllen looking to get back on track. Remember, they started the season unbeaten before last week. And then we'd see Nick Karam get some big-time yardage down the sideline here on the first play from scrimmage there for Mac High. And then Valdez to Tristan Keith gets it in the end zone here. First touchdown of the night, early 7-0 0 lead here for Mac High. And then it's Finn Henderson with the ball here for the Bulldogs. Henderson loses control of the ball after making the catch here. Ball comes loose. It's a fumble. Rio Grande City comes up with the recovery here, and then on offense, the Rattlers trying to get on the scoreboard here. We'd see their quarterback, Aaron Gonzalez, back to pass here, gets it to DeAndre Rodriguez, and then he decides to throw it, finds Ryan Mendez down the sideline for the touchdown. Final score tonight, 22-13. Mac High gets their first win in district play. Now, tonight was the non-district finale for all of our Valley 6As. Both 31 and 32 6A will take off next week before kicking off district play in week 7. For Los Fresnos, their only loss so far has been to the Raiders of PSG North. In fact, they're the only team that has scored against PSG North this season. They take on a very much improving Mission squad who's starting to find their identity before district play begins. We go to Tom Landry Stadium tonight. Our Brandon Benitez was there for this one as we see both set of maroon-clad birds in action tonight. We'd see the Falcons score in their first possession. Mission answers back. This is Diego Salinas finding Christopher Kirk down the sideline. What a grab for the first down. That led to an Eagles field goal. Angel Guajardo splits the uprights to make it a 7-3 game. Los Fresnos still on top. And then the Eagles offense started to soar after that. It's Salinas going deep, finding Kirk again in the back of the end zone, and Mission takes the lead at 14-10 at that point. The battle on the birds continues here through the air. Robert Pineda finds Lucky Perales. No luck there. He just got skill. Comes up with his own luck on that catch, makes the grab. Final seconds of the half, Pineda with the play action. J.J. Salazar with the catch to put Los Fresnos up 21-10 at the break. Falcons pulled away with a big second half to make it 55-30. So Los Fresnos goes in 4-1 into the bye week. Our Brandon Benitez was there for this one and talks to the Falcons on how they pulled away from the Eagles.
Well, it was a close game at halftime. Los Fresnos pulling away in the second half. Joining me now, head coach David Cantu in the non-district finale here for you guys. Just take me through what it was like for you guys to get that win in Tom Landry Stadium, like you mentioned you wanted pregame, and kind of what you saw from them tonight.
Well, first of all, yeah, this place is very special indeed. When I was a young boy growing up, my whole family, my dad, my grandpa, we were Dallas Cowboy fans, and Tom Landry grew up in the Rio Grande Valley, and I never won a game as a head coach here, so that means a lot. But in regards to the game, we just stay calm and collected. There's a lot of things that we do offensively that branch off of other things. So we might sometimes run a play, but it's to set up that next one. So, but when you get that opportunity to have that next one, that's when it matters. And our kids really executed. Then defensively, we did what we needed to do. I mean, that's a good team over there with good weapons and good coaching. And special teams, a little bit of concern on a kickoff return and all, but overall, we're happy.
Now you guys have the bye week. You get to lick some wounds, kind of gather your guys' selves. You know, what do you take this time to use mostly as you prepare for what could be a really tough district road ahead?
Well, we don't take a day off. I mean, Monday we hit it hard in the morning with practice, and we lift weights after school and watch video of our next opponent, Rivera. We want to be 1-0 in district, so that's on our minds. And we do have about 5 or 6 guys out with injury, including our 2 starting guards who have been out. We think that we'll get one back for the first game and maybe the other one back the next game, and that's going to be big for us.
Appreciate you, Coach.
Thank you, sir.
Congrats on the win tonight.
Thank you.
Joining me now is the quarterback for Los Fresnos, Robert Pineda. The non-district finale. Just take me through what it was like, as you guys battled out. Obviously a historic stadium, really good opponent as well. What'd you see out there? What'd you like tonight from you guys?
We gave it our all in practice, every single rep. I mean, we had a really good week at practice, and we came to the game and we just showed what we did. All our hard work paid off, and we just stayed to the plan. We executed all the plays, and I think our offense did a really good job of executing, and the defense too. Just all 3 phases of the game.
I thought that especially in the second half, you guys were able to really get that offense humming. Biggest adjustment for you guys, and what were you seeing out there that kind of led to those points kind of pile up? I think it was a 50-burger at the end.
We were seeing, just the way their D-line is and their outside backers, their corners, how they play. We're seeing what they do to the formations we line up to, and we just, our Coach Cantu did an amazing job to counter to it.
Appreciate you, man. Congrats on the win. It was good catching up with you, man. I'll catch you around. Good luck in district. That'll do it for us. The final score, Los Fresnos coming away with the win with a big second half. 55-30, the final score. Los Fresnos now 4-1. They head into their bye week before they take on Brownsville Rivera to start District 32 6A play. That'll do it for us in Mission at Tom Landry Stadium. I'm Brandon Benitez. Alex, back to you.
All right, we'll keep it up with the non-district finales for teams. Brownsville Veterans, a very tough team, taking on PSJ, who has their sights set on potentially being the 31-6A champions again. We'll start things off with Jaime Lopez, had a 5-touchdown performance last week, finds Ryan Vallejo deep as they get into the red zone, but this time it's Lopez fumbles the football here, trying to hand it off to Diego Trevino, and recovering it there is Jacob Rosas, and now the Chargers are in business, and then Storm Montoya getting it done with his legs, fakes the handoff, and then rushes it 42 yards into the end zone for the touchdown. Brownsville veterans with a 7-0 lead after the point after, and then Lopez gets back into it, back to pass, fires over the middle and finds Ryan Vallejo again, and this time the yards after the catch, gets it in the end zone to tie the game at 7 apiece. And then Lopez, this time throwing a dime, looking at long, finding his man deep. Gomez has it for the 30-yard reception there for the touchdown. 14-7 Bears. At that point, they'd go on to win it by a final of 31-21. Let's continue on here. Harlingen South taking on Weslaco. Panthers versus Panthers as Laredo United visited Bobby Lackey Stadium to take on the Weslaco Panthers. And first we see Eli Rodriguez taking it down the sideline all the way to the house for the touchdown. Rodriguez had a big game last week. He had another one this week. Joaquin Trevino would start to get on the act here for Laredo United South. It'd be Joaquin Montemayor punching it in from a couple of yards out, gets in to even the game up at 7-7. Eli Rodriguez would score again in the second quarter to make it 14-7. Panthers come out on top. Final score 28-17, the final over in Weslaco. Meanwhile, thanks to our friends at KG&S for getting us this one over in Roma. It was Harlingen taking on Laredo United here. Final minute of the first quarter here, tied at 7. United's drive stalls, sends out the kicking unit, gets a 27-yard field goal to make it 10-7. And then on the ensuing drive, Cardinals backed up in their own end, looking over the middle. Ball sails high. Rolando San Miguel with the pick, going back to the house. So the Longhorns with a 17-7 lead. Cardinals, though, with the response. Late in the second, going a power run game. Horacio Miranda pushing the pile, going in and down to a 3-point lead for the Longhorns. But this one would go into overtime, and United comes out with the victory, 30-29. The final, Harlingen with their first loss of the season. Let's take a look at some other scores from around around high school football here. Sherryland, we had a corrected score here. We had wrong score in our first and goal coverage. Sherryland with a 6-3 victory over Mercedes. It was Sherryland Pioneer defeating Laredo Alexander 46-40. Some other scores here for you. It was Donna knocking out Brownsville Lopez 33-18. Edinburgh Economides falling to Brownsville Rivera 24-10. Elsewhere, Banchetti 42-0 over Monte Alto, and it was 41-6 Alice over La Feria. Still more to come here on the fifth quarter, including a big game going on in Harlingen tonight. Weslaco East taking on Harlingen South, the district opener in District 16 5A Division 1. We'll have the highlights next.
Fifth quarter, powered by Reyna's Barbecue. The fifth quarter, powered by Reyna's Barbecue.
It's football season in the Valley, and Reyna's Barbecue and Cocina has you covered. We're doing authentic Texas-style barbecue and authentic Tex-Mex favorites. 2 unique flavors, 100% Texan. And it wouldn't be football season without our delicious smoked and crispy wings, or our mouth-watering appetizers. Dine in, drive through, or let us cater your next event. It's football, food, and family at Reyna's Barbecue and Cocina.
College football's finally here in the Valley. V's up.
Hey, when does the game start?
Says here fall of 2025. Well, I have the grill going, so...
We can wait.
Yeah, we can wait.
It's Ford Truck Month. Get $6,000 off MSRP on a new 2023 Ford F-150 or 3.9% APR for 60 months at Payne Rio Grande City Ford and Payne Weslaco Ford.
Lo que tú quieres, regardless.
The Martinez Furniture Sales Event starts now, where you can save $2, $3, $4, or up to $500 off the perfect look for every room. Transform your bedroom with your choice of 6-piece queen bedroom set starting at $14.99, $17.99, or $19.99. Complete your bed set and save up to $500 off select Sealy adjustable mattress sets, or save big on our clean and modern Hot Point washer and dryer for just $8.99. With 48-month zero-interest financing available, why pay more? The Martinez Furniture Sales Event happening now in McAllen and Weslaco.
Come celebrate El Grito de Independencia at Charlie Clark Nissan. Come check out why we're the fun experience everyone is talking about. Get the new 2023 Nissan Altima for $407 a month or the Rogue for $470 a month. And remember, we are the only ones that give you Nana's lifetime warranty plus oil changes for life at no additional cost to you. Visit us at charlieclark.com.
And if we don't do what we promised,
Nana Pau Pau.
Charlie Clark Nissan.
Amen.
Welcome back as we continue on with Week 5 of Valley High School football. The district opener tonight in District 16 5A Division 1. Two teams that are looking to be in the mix for that district championship at the end of the season, Weslaco East and Harlingen South. Last season, this game, offense came at a premium. It was South winning that one 7-3. This one is going to be an important one for seeding down the end of the road. Bogus Stadium was the site for the Hawks and Wildcats. Let's go to the highlights for this one. Weslaco East taking on Harlingen South. And we'd see Dylan Anaya making things happen here early for the Hawks. South would get a touchdown here from Anaya, bouncing his way into the end zone. Two-point conversion was no good. Harlingen South with a 6-0 lead, though. And then more from Anaya. This time runs to his left and to his right, finds a hole, takes a hit as he dives into the end zone. 13-0 Harlingen South at that point. They led it 16-0 at the half. Final score tonight over at Bogus Stadium was 23-16. How about Pace and Donna North? Donna North falling last week to PSG Memorial in a battle of the unbeaten. So North looking to avoid their second straight defeat as they take on the Pace Vikings, who have been struggling in the early part of the season. We'll start here at Benny-LaPrade Stadium with Angel Galvan with the quarterback keeper. Takes it right side to the house, escapes two defenders, taken down to the 25-yard line, and then hands it off to Adrian Salceda, stopped just short of the end zone, but then it'd be Galvan punching it into the pay dirt himself. As you see, just shy of the end zone there, but Galvan gets the quarterback sneak in there to make it 7-0 in favor of Pace. Unfortunately, the North Chiefs couldn't hold on to the home turf. They fall 13, it was 13-0 at the half. 26-14 was the final score. Pace with the victory over the Chiefs. And how about the story that is PSG Memorial? First 4-0 start since they started 8-0 back in 2010. It's been a long time coming for the Wolverines program that are starting to believe that they could make some magic happen this year and get in the playoffs. But first, they wrap up the non-district against Valley View. Let's look at the highlights of this one. PSG Memorial, it's Ryan Reyna, who has been on the playmakers list the last couple of weeks. Get the pass here to Emi Kolunga and finds his way into the end zone, bounces off a couple of defenders on that blue turf for the touchdown. Two-point conversion was good. 8-0 lead for PSG Memorial. Ryan Reyna then to Kolunga again for another touchdown. PSG Memorial just pouring it on tonight. Final score over in Valley View, 38-7 was the final score. How about Pioneer looking to stay unbeaten as well? They were in Laredo tonight taking on the Alexander Bulldogs. We'll start late in the first quarter. Pioneer down 13-0, needing a score here. It's a quick hitter to Leo Espinosa. The senior takes care of the rest, turns on the Jets. He's gone. PAT no good, though, 13-6. The Bulldogs on top. Bulldogs up 19-13. Julian Valdez facing a 3rd and long, and then nice little stiff arm here from the quarterback here, and ends up close to the 6, but a personnel foul penalty kept the drive alive. Same drive, 4th and 16 from the 30-yard line. Pioneer going up the seam. Valdez hits William Goodlow in stride and then crosses the goal line before losing the football. 46-40 the final score. Pioneer comes back and knocks off Laredo Alexander. Let's see Port Isabel taking on Ed Couch Elsa tonight over in Elsa, as we see La Máquina Amarilla trying to make things happen against the Port Isabel Tarpons. We get a fumble here recovered by La Máquina Amarilla, and that would lead to a Ed Couch Elsa touchdown. Let's take a look at the final from Ed Couch. Port Isabel comes up with the victory, 34-30. Still more to come here on the 5th quarter. It's Palmview, McAllen Memorial from last night, some Thursday night lights to bring you. This is the 5th quarter.
Shop the only dealer in Texas to win Dealer of the Year for both Buick and GMC. And save with 1.9% financing on a new Acadia. Plus, make no payments until 2024. In the heart of the valley, Bert Ogden Buick GMC in Edinburgh.
Here at Reyna's Barbecue in Cocina, they have mastered the art of oak smoked brisket, sausage, and pork ribs. This is Texas eating.
It ain't Texas sin Tex-Mex. And Reyna's has plain grilled fajitas, charro beans and rice, y homemade flour tortillas.
That looks mighty tasty.
That smells real good.
I'll trade you a rib for a tortilla.
Simon.
Jim.
Reyna's Barbecue and Cocina.
Up to 24 months to pay and no credit needed at Pueblo Tires and Service. So tell me, Shampoozy, what should we do for the summer, huh?
Folks, bring your mule into Pueblo Tires for a free courtesy check. We'll give you an estimate of whatever we think your car needs. Make it summer ready. Up to 24 months to pay. No credit needed. That's right. Shampoozy, que bailan. Folks, think tires, think Pueblo. Up to 24 months to pay. Shampoozy.com.
We have to fight for a seat at the table, and we deserve a seat at the table.
We teach people how to defend themselves. We empower women, men, women, and children to be able to walk out there a little more confident.
On Take 5, we're introducing you to someone who's making a difference in the Valley. Take 5 and
Medina Real Estate
are teaming up to showcase those who are empowering the RGV.
Empowering the RGV is supported by Medina Real Estate.
Save on your new Sierra with 0.9% financing, a $3,250 purchase allowance, plus no payments until 2024 at the only Texas dealer to win Dealer of the Year for both Buick and GMC in the heart of the Valley. Bird Ogden Buick GMC in Edinburgh.
Welcome back to the fifth quarter. Let's take you back to last night. So some of the games that took place on a Thursday night, including a big one between McAllen Memorial taking on Palmview. This one very important because both teams with district losses in the first week of district play last week, so looking to get back and pick up a district win. First, on the opening drive for McAllen Memorial, Sebastian Aleman rushes it in from a couple of yards out to make it a 7-0 lead for the Mustangs. Then good special teams from the Mustangs. Aiden Stauffer comes up with the block and recovers. Mustangs turn that into 3 points to take a 10-0 lead. And then on the next Lobos drive, watch out for Anthony Little. He'd come up with the strip sack here for McAllen Memorial. Nico Lada's the one who comes up with the scoop. And Mustangs back on offense deep into Lobo territory. JP Garza now into the backfield on offense here for McAllen Memorial. Takes the handoff here, bounces outside, picks up the 23-yard touchdown. Mustangs now up 17-0. Palmview started to fight back. Jose Guerra stiffs arms his way into the end zone, making Mustang miss before getting tackled out of bounds. Hard run from the Lobos. Lobos made it 17-7 at the half. Final score, though, in La Jolla last night. Mustangs pick up their first district win, 24-7, the final score. Elsewhere on a Thursday night, it was Edinburgh North knocking off PSJ Southwest, 38-28, the final score there. Santa Rosa knocks off George West, 27-14. Also on a Thursday, Laredo 49-7 losers to Laredo LBJ, and it was MMA knocking off, La Villa knocking off MMA 39-21, the final score. We'll be back to wrap it up in a bit. You're watching the fifth quarter, powered by Reyna's Barbecue.
Thousands of young people are dying from counterfeit prescription drugs laced with lethal doses of fentanyl. Many of them thought they were taking a legitimate prescription drug. Can you tell the difference? Just one counterfeit pill laced with fentanyl can kill. And it did. Talk to your kids about the danger of fentanyl. Visit onepillkill.org to learn more.
It's football season in the Valley, and Reyna's Barbecue and Cocina has you covered. We're doing authentic Texas-style barbecue and authentic Tex-Mex favorites. 2 unique flavors, 100% Texan. And it wouldn't be football season without our delicious smoked and crispy wings or our mouth-watering appetizers. Dine in, drive through, or let us cater your next event. It's football, food, and family at Reyna's Barbecue and Cocina.
Where's your sense of adventure? Find it in a 2023 Honda Odyssey at Clark Knapp Honda. From the beach to the fair to a long road trip, from the Rio Grande Valley to any valley anywhere. Go it alone, bring the family, or with seating for up to 8, you can even bring friends or extended family along your next adventure. With low 3.9% APR financing for up to 48 months, you'll even have something extra in your pocket for all those little stops along the way. Discover the Honda Odyssey at Clark Knapp Honda.
Quick college football note before we go. Sharyland Pioneer alum Eddie Lee Marburger will once again get the start tomorrow as the UTSA Roadrunners taking on 23rd ranked Tennessee. The game's going to be at 3 p.m. on the SEC network. Marburger started last week, threw for 239 yards and 3 scores in UTSA's loss to Army, 37-29. Let's take a look at everything from this week in Valley High School football. The North Raiders with a shocking and dominant performance against Edinburgh Vela tonight, 30-0 over Vela. It's the 15th straight regular season win for the Vela SaberCats. Moving on, Los Fresnos knocked off Mission Eagles 55-30. It was Rio Hondo knocking off the Gruya Gators 30-13, the final score there. Wesco East and Harlingen South, that was the 16-5A Division I opener, 23-16 Hawks with the victory there. Brownsville Pace knocks off Donna North 26-14. Elsewhere, PSG Memorial, they stay unbeaten, 38-7 winners over Valley View. It was a 31-21 victory, second straight win for PSG as they knock off the Chargers. It was Wesco over Laredo United, 28-17. Port Isabel went into the black hole, knocked off La Máquina Maria, 34-30, the final score there. It was Mac High over Rio Grande City, 22-13 over in McAllen. A low-scoring game over in Mercedes. Sharyland knocks off the Tigers 6-3, the final there. McAllen Rowe beats Juarez Lincoln 54-7. It was Donna knocking off Brownsville Lopez 33-18, the final score. Alice knocking off La Feria 41-6. It was Economides falling to Brownsville Rivera 24-10. Elsewhere, Sharyland Pioneer, they were in a tight one with Laredo Alexander all night long, 46-40 over the Bulldogs in overtime. Manquete over Monte Alto, 42-0. The Bulldogs over the Blue Devils. Another overtime game. Another game actually went very late in Roma. Laredo United over Harlingen, 30-29, the final score there. And it was Ingleside knocking off Raymondville, 45-13. Still have a big, busy week 6, despite the fact that most of the teams in the Rio Grande Valley are taking the week off for the bye. Brownsville Veterans and Donna will highlight the coverage next week. Brownsville Lopez takes on Wesco East. Harlingen South will take on Brownsville Pace. Tolosa Midway takes on La Feria. And we'll have a few other games on the slate as well for what won't be an as busy week 6. Just one Thursday night game as well. Used to seeing over 25 games on the slate. Perhaps a lot of chance to take a breather, including myself. Big thanks to all of our crew, especially the ones here in the studio here in Wesco. For Brandon Benitez, for Bella Michaels, for our entire sports crew out in the field. My name is Alex Salvadio. Good night from our Wesco studios. This has been the 5th quarter.
The 5th quarter, powered by Reyna's Barbecue.